Why do creators change their thumbnails after the video's release? In this video, I'll present a couple of examples of this happening and the effects it had on the videos itself. I'll show you proof and then I'll tell you if you should or shouldn't change and or update your thumbnails. This is a no BS video with tons of value in it, so watch till the end because it's gonna get progressively more valuable. Before we get to the thumbnail itself, why would you experiment with different thumbnails? Well, it's not that simple to explain. Personally, I have over 7 years of YouTube experience, and a year ago I was actually running an agency that focused on thumbnail creation, and the number one reason they wanted to work with me was because they wanted to improve their CTR. But improving your CTR isn't as simple as it might seem. MrBeast said it best.
Probably spend around $5,000 to $10,000 a thumbnail, just making sure we get the right image and it's good. Because like the thumbnail makes a difference between 50 million views or 200 million. So
what creators have changed their thumbnails after the video's initial release? I'll get to MrBeast in a little bit, but first let's cover the Sidemen. I've personally not seen anyone in my niche, which is the YouTube education niche, talk about the Sidemen, so I'm gonna be the first one. This was the original thumbnail for the video titled Sidemen Stay at World's Weirdest Hotels. Don't get me wrong, it's a very good and detailed thumbnail, but here's some of the things that could have been improved. Firstly, if I found this thumbnail on YouTube, I would just think that it's like a prison video, something like surviving 24 hours in prison. But that's not what the video is about. Secondly, the colors feel kind of boring. You gotta remember that it's 2023 and YouTube is more competitive than ever, so you really have to stand out to grow, and the way you do that is by using more vibrant colors. Although there's a decent contrast between the gray and orange, the thumbnail itself feels boring with all the gray in it. Lastly, the mystery is missing. The title is Weird Hotels, but a prison isn't necessarily weird. So what did they change? Well, everything I just told you. The thumbnail is no longer in a prison, it actually says hotel. It's more colorful and the thumbnail is mysterious. I don't have any secret analytics if the newer thumbnail performed better, but I would think so. Before I get to MrBeast and how updating the thumbnail for his video doubled the view count, I'll quickly go over Iman Gadzhi. This is short and valuable, so don't just skip to MrBeast. For this video about the 4 things to avoid if you want to get rich, there's 3 things that are making the thumbnail worse than it actually is. The first thing is the overall quality of the thumbnail. It really just looks very cheap. Secondly, the message of the thumbnail is not strong enough. The title is very powerful, but the thumbnail is just him holding a phone in the middle of the night. And the last thing is the outcome. To make a thumbnail more powerful, you have to show how it affects you negatively. And in this one, you can't even see his whole face. This was before he changed it. Now it's like this. He has made sure to boost the quality of the image, made the message stronger, and shown how it will affect you if you continue to do this with his face. Moving on to MrBeast. This thumbnail is from an old video titled Dumpster Diving 100 Dumpsters, Found Expensive Items. But now changed to I searched 100 dumpsters, here's what I found. I bet you didn't know he changed the title. But anyways, like with the Sidemen one, the thumbnail is sort of boring, isn't it? But what's improved here is that the location and background makes somewhat sense with this thumbnail. But yet again, it's not that colorful. There's not even a good contrast in this one. But you have to remember that this is an old video and the YouTube meta was completely different a couple years ago. I'm talking about outdated meta. You can tell from the face that the thumbnail is old. There's no like 2023 MrBeast animated face effect. You know, the faces that look half animated and half real. Lastly, the thumbnail feels too close. There's no aspect of size. It's a video about dumpster diving 100 dumpsters, so it should show a lot of dumpsters at least. The thumbnail has only one dumpster and you can't even see the whole thing. Alright, let me show now. What changed? Take a look for yourself. The thumbnail is more colorful, there's that MrBeast animation effect, and there's an aspect of size in it. But now you're asking me, did it work? Well, it did. Before this changed, the video was performing like this. But when it changed it, suddenly it just started picking up. That's because his newer audience wouldn't have clicked on that video because it looks kind of old. But because the thumbnail looks newer, they will click on it. The thumbnail made it seem like this video was new. Write this down because this is more valuable than anything you watch today on YouTube. Updating your thumbnails will give the viewer the illusion that the video is new, which will make them click more. But now that you know all this, should you? Yes and no. Yes, because it could save a dying video. Changing the thumbnail could also give an old video another chance in the recommendation tab, and it could help new viewers find your old videos, which is what MrBeast did. But the reason I also say no is because most people that watch my videos haven't necessarily reached that 100,000 or 1 million subscriber milestone yet. Changing thumbnail could definitely be helpful for smaller creators, but if you're still under 1000 subscribers, then I don't think you should be focusing on changing your thumbnails. You could obviously do it, but I'd much rather want you to focus on the quality of the video itself rather than, oh, will this thumbnail increase my CTR by 0.1%? And that's why I always say value over entertainment. Remember that. Thank you for watching and bye.